There are places in our world where the rhythm of nature is not a cacophony, but a gentle, ceaseless song. Today, I invite you to experience waterfalls as you may never have before, not as spectacles that demand applause, but as quiet wonders where water, rock, and air share a timeless conversation. These are sanctuaries, where the drama lies not in thunderous might, but in the enduring harmony that shapes the landscape and the lives within it. This journey is not a race from one marvel to the next, nor is it a checklist of the tallest or loudest. Instead, think of it as a gentle walk through nature's own poetry, an invitation to slow down, breathe deeply, and let the subtle music of falling water guide your senses. Here, the waterfalls are not the main actors, but part of an ensemble, a living rhythm in which we are privileged to listen. Let us step together into these scenes where the pace of life slows and the heart opens. Let us seek not just to see, but to feel. For in the steady descent of water over stone, we may find some of the world's most profound tranquility, and perhaps a deeper connection to the world itself. Waterfalls, in the lush heart of Australia, is a wonder of simplicity and scale. Here the water takes a singular, unwavering plunge, 268 meters from sky to forest floor, unbroken, as if the land itself has drawn a single deep breath and released it in a shimmering ribbon. The trail to Waterfalls is not just a path, it is an awakening of the senses. Underfoot, the soil softens with moss and leaf, while above, the canopy filters sunlight into a quiet green twilight. As you walk, the world narrows to the sound of your footsteps and the distant, persistent hush of falling water. The air grows heavy with moisture, the scent of rain and earth mingling. With each step, anticipation builds, not with the promise of spectacle, but with the slow, enveloping embrace of mist and movement. Reaching the lookout, the landscape opens, simple, unadorned, constant. The falls themselves are a study in perseverance, their path unchanging for centuries. There is no rush, no violence, only the enduring motion that connects the vault of the sky to the tangled forest below. Here, the sound of water is not a roar, but a living presence. It envelops, softens, and soothes, inviting the listener to let go of urgency and simply be. The falls do not demand attention. They invite surrender, a letting go into the gentle rhythm of nature's own heart. Standing near Waterfall's brink, you may find your senses sharpened, not to what is extraordinary, but to what is always present. The subtle interplay of light and shadow on water, the hush of wind among ferns, the patient drip of mist on skin, all become part of the story. In this place, grandeur is measured not in spectacle, but in the constancy of water's fall, the serenity of the forest, and the quiet resilience of life that thrives in its presence. Waterfalls reminds us that sometimes the most profound wonders are those that ask us to listen and to feel. High in the wild heart of Canada, Helm Falls drops 141 meters into a natural amphitheater, a bowl carved by ancient ice and time itself. Here, careful stewardship allows visitors to observe without intruding. Trails and viewpoints hug the forest's edge, each designed with respect for the land and its silent inhabitants. Helm Falls is a place where presence leaves no trace but memory. Through the seasons, Helm Falls transforms, each change subtle but profound. In spring, the water surges with snowmelt, swirling and foaming as it leaps from the cliff. Summer brings clarity, the falls narrowing to a silver thread, while the amphitheater below shimmers with sun and spray. Autumn's chill paints the surrounding woods in gold and russet, and the falls slow, their voice deepening. In winter, the entire scene hushes under snow, the water freezing in mid-flight, time, for a moment, suspended. Each season, a new facet of the waterfall's enduring presence is revealed. Standing at the edge, you are enveloped in the sound, a continuous measured cadence echoing from stone to sky. The amphitheatre, shaped by centuries of water's patience, amplifies not only the sound, but the sense of being part of something greater. Helm Falls is not a place for hurried sightseeing. It is a place for stillness, for observing how water, rock, and forest exist in quiet cooperation. Here, you find a sense of belonging, not as a visitor, but as a respectful witness to nature's ongoing story. To walk away from Helm Falls is to carry with you the humility of being part of the landscape, not its master. The falls ask nothing of us but reverence, and in return, offer the peace that comes from feeling at home in the world. In the heart of Switzerland's Brunnen Valley, where villages nestle like jewels among green meadows, Starbuck Falls descends in a clear, unwavering stream. This is a place where human life and the life of the land move in harmony, each respecting the other's rhythms. The falls, visible from almost every corner of the valley, are a constant, an emblem of perseverance and peace. Here, the landscape is a tapestry of careful order fields stitched together with stone walls, trails winding gently toward the base of the falls. These paths are not just for visitors, but part of daily life for those who call this valley home. Children walk them to school, farmers to their fields, always with the sound of water in the background, a gentle reminder of nature's enduring presence. Starbuck Falls does not thunder, it whispers. Its waters, fed by distant ice, have carved their course over millennia, shaping the valley as surely as any plough or hand. The fall's persistence is mirrored in the people, who have learned to live not in defiance of the landscape, but in quiet collaboration. To stand at the foot of Starbuck is to feel the patience of time itself. The water, falling in a thin veil, seems almost weightless, yet it has worn away stone and shaped the very ground beneath your feet. The air here is cool, touched with the scent of wildflowers and grass. This is a place for reflection, for recognizing the beauty of what endures. The falls and the valley exist in peaceful cohabitation, each giving to the other, each thriving because of the other's presence. In the Brunnen Valley, harmony is not an aspiration, it is a way of life, as natural as the fall of water from cliff to meadow. On the slopes of Norway, where mountains rise from the mirror-like surface of the fjord, Langfoss descends in a long, graceful sweep, 612 meters from summit to sea. Here, the waterfall does not break the landscape but follows it, tracing the mountain's green contours with patient fidelity. Langfoss is a masterclass in balance. The water finds the path of least resistance, cascading not in violence, but in a series of gentle, continuous flows. Moss and wildflowers cling to the rocks, nourished by the constant mist, while the river below carries the memory of the mountain to the waiting fjord. The hillside is alive with subtle movement, wind in the grass, the shadow of clouds, the ceaseless, quiet descent of water. Walking here, you are surrounded by continuity, not just of water but of life itself. Sheep graze on steep meadows, and the air is filled with birdsong. From every vantage point, Langfoss appears not as an intrusion, but as a vital thread in the tapestry of the land. Its beauty lies in harmony, in the seamless joining of water, rock, and living green. There is no need for drama. The wonder is in the way each part supports the whole. To linger beside Langfors is to understand that beauty can be gentle, that the most lasting forms are those born of balance and patience. Here, the waterfall is not a destination, but a reminder of how the world can be when all its elements move together. As the water finally meets the fjord, the journey is complete, but the rhythm continues. A cycle, eternal and serene, echoed in every living thing that calls this place home. In South Africa's rugged interior, the Orange River narrows, its waters dark and swift, before plunging 56 meters between ancient granite walls at Orgerby's Falls. Here, the contrast is striking. Black water against pale, sun-bleached stone. The falls are not large, but they are relentless, an emblem of persistence, carving identity into the land. The approach to Orgerby's is marked by silence, broken only by the distant rush of water and the soft crunch of sand underfoot. The sun is fierce, the landscape raw, yet, as you draw near, the river's energy gathers, channeled between unyielding rocks. The falls leap, not in chaos, but in determination, shaping the gorge with every drop. This is a landscape defined by endurance. The water, though dark and enigmatic, brings life and depth to its arid surroundings. Along the banks, reeds and small shrubs cling stubbornly, their roots drinking from the river's persistent flow. Standing at the edge looking down into the churning pool, you sense the slow power at work, water and rock, locked in an ancient dialogue. The sound is deep, resonant, echoing off granite walls that have seen centuries come and go. Orgerby's Falls is not a place for the faint of heart. Its beauty is stark, its message clear. Persistence shapes destiny. Here, the river's journey is not easy, but it is inexorable. The falls give the land its voice, its spirit, its lasting mark. To visit Orgerby's is to witness the relentless creativity of nature, how even in the harshest places, water finds a way, and in doing so, transforms all it touches. In the volcanic wilds of Iceland, Godos unfolds in a broad, graceful arc, a 12-meter descent over turquoise water and black volcanic rock. Here, the falls do not seek to impress with height or force, but with the quiet harmony of elements perfectly balanced. The river widens as it approaches the brink, its waters clear and luminous, reflecting the ever-changing sky. The falls stretch in a gentle crescent, the sound soft and musical, inviting visitors not to rush, but to linger, to observe the interplay of water, light, and stone. The landscape around Godos is one of contrasts. Pale green moss on dark basalt, the cool blue of the river against the heat of the earth. The air is alive with the scent of minerals and mist, the touch of wind on skin. Here, beauty is found in presence, in the simple act of watching water fall, of noticing the ripples as they spread across the pool below, of feeling the pulse of the earth in every drop. Godos asks for attention, for patience, for an openness to experience. To sit beside the falls, perhaps on a rock still warm from the sun, is to become part of the landscape's quiet conversation. The world narrows to the sense of now, the mind quiets, the heart opens. In this place, there is nothing to prove, nothing to achieve, only the invitation to be, to witness, and to remember the enduring peace that water brings. Deep in the mountains of Lebanon, the Batara Gorge waterfall is a marvel of geological patience. Here, water plunges over 250 meters, threading its way through 3 ancient rock arches before vanishing into the mist below. The wooded path that leads to the gorge prepares the visitor, step by step, for a view both dramatic and contemplative. The trail is lined with old trees, their roots tangled in stone, their leaves filtering sunlight into shifting patterns on the ground. Each turn reveals a new perspective, a glimpse of the gorge, a taste of cool air, the distant echoing song of water falling through time. At the edge, the world drops away. The waterfall, slender and bright, falls through the arches, each carved by centuries of patient erosion. The rock, once solid and impenetrable, now frames the water's descent, a testament to the slow, creative force of nature. Standing here, you feel the weight of ages. The water has worn its path not in years or decades, but in epochs. The arches are silent witnesses, their shapes telling a story of persistence and change, of time measured not in moments, but in the steady, unhurried work of water on stone. The falls themselves are quiet, their voice muffled by distance and depth. The air shimmers with possibility, inviting reflection. What is built slowly endures. What moves with patience shapes the world. Batara Gorge is a place for contemplation. Here, nature asks us to pause, to honor the long arc of creation, and to recognize our place within its endless, evolving story. As our journey draws to a close, remember that these waterfalls are more than destinations. They are invitations. Invitations to slow our pace, to listen and to observe, to become aware of the enduring balance between water, rock, and time. Each fall, in its own unique way, offers us a chance to witness the quiet power that shapes our world. Let us not rush from one marvel to the next, but instead carry with us a sense of respect for the patience of water, the resilience of stone, and the harmony that arises when both are allowed to simply be. In these places, beauty is not imposed, but revealed, slowly, gently, unceasingly. May we leave these scenes with a greater appreciation for what endures, and a renewed commitment to live in balance with the world around us. For it is in harmony, not spectacle, that we find nature's deepest wonders, and perhaps our own.